Hi, Taiko people. This is the G exercise I was talking about. I'm going to play each one for a little bit so that you get a taste for what it sounds like and looks like. And then I'll play them in succession. So ideally, the way you'll do this in your own practice, outside of class, is that you'll be able to play each one well on its own, but you'll also practice getting from one to the other fluidly. So when you do that, you shouldn't have any hiccups, or weird transitions, and then start playing it smoothly. You should just kind of turn on a dime and start to play the next one. So I'll show you each one on its own for a bit, and then I will play them kind of in succession. So here are some of the basic ones. First one. Second one, we would use this in Renshu, lots of basic pieces like Mikoshi, so that's what this one sounds like. Okay, the next one is the one we use in Bon Daiko, which is twice as long as the previous one. So that goes like this. That one, there's three different dynamics. The downbeat, one, is the loudest. And the second loudest is the left hand before that. So the right's a little bit stronger. And then all the other notes are not soft, but they're softer. The next one is used in a Skeroku Daiko piece called Matsuri Daiko. Many people call Bon Daiko Matsuri Daiko, and that's not really accurate. This is Matsuri Daiko, or the G to that piece, and it's twice as long as the one in Bon Daiko. So you see a pattern here. It goes like this. 1, 2. Again, the downbeat is the loudest one, and the left hand right before it. That's kind of up here, and then the downbeat of every other beat, so 2, 3, and 4, don, 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 is a little bit lower than that. And then the inner beats are softer still. So it kind of goes don, doko, don, doko, don, doko, don, 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 doko, don, doko, don, doko, don, 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 2, 3, 4. So now, I'm going to put each of those kind of in succession. So I'll play each one for 8 bars, okay? So, a couple things to note. One is that there's a lot of kind of the impressionistic feeling that takes a little bit of time to develop, and I'm still working on it myself. Watching groups from Japan is a really good idea. Listening to as much sort of Japanese folk and festival music as you can is also a good idea, because even on paper they look pretty straightforward. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and 1 and a 2. Looks pretty straightforward if you write it out in music notation, but to really get the feeling for it, there's a certain kind of lilt to it. So part of that is the feeling, you know, here and here. The other part of it is how you actually play with bocce. So you want something that's sort of in the middle, right? Just like we talked about in class. You don't want to play too softly. You also don't want to play too loud, right? If you're coming up here for accents, it's probably a little bit too loud, and it's going to limit how quickly you can play it, and even more importantly, it's going to make it seem kind of heavy. What you really want to avoid is making these heavy or soft. They're light, but they're powerful at the same time. That's really what makes a lot of these sort of G distinctive. There's two other ones I want to talk about that you shouldn't worry about putting in a routine. The first is the very first G I showed you, sped up, which is actually heard a lot more in sort of larger taiko pieces, o-taiko solos, that kind of thing. So basically, instead of going doko, doko, you're going doko, 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 doko. So the same idea is in place. So you really have to lock in with everyone else if there's 6 people playing this. So 3, 4. So that one's not too hard, but you have to be able to play it and sustain it, and not overpower everyone else who's playing. So if there's a lot of people who are playing that, you'd have to bring it down some. Okay, and the last one is the swung G. So we would use this in Oichi Daiko and other pieces that have a similar feeling. So instead of all the other ones, which are straight, 1 and a 2 and a 1, you have this feeling. It's swung. So. It's not totally a sort of Chicago blues shuffle. It's kind of got its own feeling, which you can feel more as it speeds up. This one sounds different at different tempi, so it's important to play it at different speeds. And I'll try to give you a representative kind of sample of that. So. And I'm a little out of practice myself, but when it gets really fast, it starts to straighten out more and more. So the faster you go, the straighter it becomes. So especially, medium to fast tempos, it's not a perfect shuffle, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. That's pretty close at the slower speeds, but as you get faster, it starts to straighten out more. Again, listening to and watching groups play things like Yodan or Nidan, Tokyo style taiko, that's a really good way to get the feeling. So I think that's enough to work on for now with the G. So don't neglect these, they're really important, especially if you want to play in other groups and you want to play more interesting repertoire. So good luck.